I've always loved video games. They're the most lucrative form of entertainment, usually gets you hooked and playing all day. But my life has been boring lately with this quarantine. I wonder how good would it be if I could gamify my life? Today's topic is going to be centered in gamification. What exactly is gamification? Gamification is the addition of game design concepts in the real life or real world, or simply adding game design features in non-game concepts. Providing leaderboards and making the rewards visible to others are ways of encouraging players to compete. Another approach to gamification is to make existing tasks feel more like games. It can help us become a little more comfortable when doing hard work. There are 7 elements in gamification: the points, badges, leaderboards, performance graphs, meaningful stories, avatars, and teammates. The points are basic elements of every game. Every video game has its points, so does real life. Points help us know if we did something good or bad. For example, when you do exercises, you gain strength. When you do the laundry, you contribute to the environment. So points are basically a reward. Badges are a more visual thing. They are visual representations of our achievements. They can be earned or collected. Leaderboards are more of a ranking thing. They help us better understand how we've been managing our tasks in the long run. Performance graphs give more information on our performance, as the name suggests. It is useful to evaluate our own performance in the long run. Meaningful stories don't impact on our player performance, but they can alter the way we see activities. Meaningful stories are very helpful. For example, when you're going for a run or a jog, you can imagine that there are zombies chasing for you, or when you wash the dishes, or you can imagine that you have gained some points for contributing to the environment. Narrative context can be oriented towards real, non-game contexts or act as analogies of real-world settings. Avatar is more of a visual thing like badges, but avatars are more in you. You must see yourself as an avatar in this vast world. Usually they are chosen or even created by the player. They are your identity in a world. When you see yourself as an avatar or a character, you can actually perceive reality in a different way. And in the long term, you can find other players and other competitors or other avatars and eventually make teammates. This is where teammates come. Teammates can come into conflict or competition depending on the level of each side. When in teams, the experience points are shared, but when solo, you gain all the experience to yourself. So we must choose wisely whether if we want to be with teams on our own or even create our own team and be the boss. There are many applications for gamification. For example, when you're applying for a business, the boss may make some questionnaires to see your level of understanding. When you're at school and you're a brilliant student, you can be in the honorable mentions. You can gain scholarships, travel to any country, and you can see that as a level up in the game. In health, you can exercise, and there are many apps for mobile that can help you with that. When you look at these apps, you can see that there are actually some concepts related to gamification. For example, badges. In some apps, when you have finished working out for, let's say, 7 days, you can win a badge, and that can motivate you to keep going and going. There is an interesting app called The Ball Game, developed by Gradventy, available on Play Store. In it, you can choose between 5 categories. They're like difficulties in a video game. On each category, there is some information and challenges. These challenges vary from drinking water to making a to-do list. Gamification to its finest. It is in beta, that is, early access, so I recommend you try it and give some feedback on Play Store. Tell us what would you like in the app. The link to it is in the description, so check it out. And in 2014, the App Store made a list of 100 health apps, and they found out that all of them had gamification characteristics, and they had good ratings. In education, gamification can help students with dyslexia, difficulties reading or speaking. This word gamification has its roots back to 2008, but it gained widespread popularity in 2010 when it was first incorporated in social or rewarding tasks. Now, I personally find gamification fun and makes learning a lot easier, and I find that it's easier to learn with game context. So I recommend you try at least a week and tell me what you think about gamification. So that is it, guys. If you want more in productivity and some tips, subscribe and like the videos so the YouTube algorithm blesses the channel. Click the bell icon so you can get more notifications on my upcoming videos. And that's it. Take care.